All right, hey guys, I'm gonna try this again. I was halfway through the last video and Lilith knocked off the camera. So this is our new family member. She was hanging out at the back porch, and she's now our new family member. But there's Lilith. Say hi, Lilith. So in any event, I've got a friend who says that he's concerned about the name of my dog Layla, and I guess Layla is related to the Ashtoreth and the pagan sex goddess and Easter and all that pagan stuff. But in any event, I don't worship my dog Layla, right? I mean, it's like if I had a black dog named Muhammad, right? I know that Muslims don't like black dogs, and so I wouldn't name. When I name my dog Muhammad, it's because I just don't. I think that it's because Muslims don't like black dogs. Naming your dog Muhammad is like a cool thing to do. And also, I'm not very superstitious. I mean, a black cat, I think that I like black cats. If somebody asked me, for a good number, I would say the number 13. I think it's good to have, there's a verse where Paul says, I perceive in all things you are too superstitious. And so I'm not worried about superstitious, because I think superstitiousness is, it's not biblical, and so I don't consider myself superstitious. And I know that there's a story about Adam having a wife named Lilith, but I don't buy into that at all. It's not biblical. So I don't have any problem with naming my cat Lilith, my black cat named Lilith, and I have no problem at all with Layla, right? But it's not like I worship my cat or worship my dog, right? So I know that there was one gentleman who was concerned about the names of my animals, but I don't put a lot of stock into it, But anyway, there's another verse I wanted to say just for one special viewer, and that is, I think it's Exodus 22:18, if I'm not mistaken. And it says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And I don't know if I quoted it exactly how the King James says it, but it does use the word witch, and it says, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. And so I think the King James uses exactly the right verse, the right word. And if it's in the King James Bible, I think it says exactly what God wanted it to say. And I agree with that verse wholeheartedly. And that's what I got to say about that. But anyway, Lilith, I wanted to read you guys something from Peter Ruckman's book. It's called The White Throne Judgment. And it was very powerful when I read it. And Peter Ruckman makes the case that a lot of us are going to rely upon our own righteousness, and that we're not going to, when the time comes, rely upon the righteousness of Jesus Christ. That we're going to try to say, well, I did this, and I was a good person, and I put money in the church offering plate, and I helped out some needy people, and I didn't steal, and I didn't murder anybody, and I was generally a good person. That don't matter. That does nothing. God says that all of our works are filthy rags, and that all that matters is that did you accept the sacrifice of his son, Jesus Christ. And he gives an analogy here at the end of this book, and I wanted to read it to you guys because I thought it was very powerful. And I'll just read it if it's okay with you guys. Okay, this is a sick man who's dying, and we're all sinners, right? We're all going to die, and we're all going to hell. Every single one of us. And so this is Ruckman as he's trying to witness to a sick man. So just think of it like that. But he's just using the analogy of an actual sick man who's dying. Here is a man who is sick, and I say, are you sick? He says, yes, I am dying. I say, just take this pill and you will get well. And the fellow says, no, I just don't believe it. And I say, did you ever try it? He says, no, but I've got my religion and you have yours. I say, well, this pill has worked thousands of times. It will work on you. Open your mouth. The man says, no, I don't think it will work. I say, you're dying. What have you got to lose? Just try it. He says, no, I just don't have the right feeling about it. I say, well, you feel like you're dying, don't you? Open your mouth. Take the pill. The fellow says, I think it might cure me, but I'm not going to take it. I say, please, I know it will cure you if you just open and swallow. The fellow says, well, I'm not going to take it even though it might work. I say, why not? He says, because there are too many hypocrites in the church. See, people will come up with excuse after excuse after excuse not to get saved. They'll just, there's too many hypocrites in the church. You got your religion, I got mine. They'll just say whatever they want to say. But the bottom line is that there's only one way to get to heaven, and that's by accepting Jesus Christ. And if you don't do that, you ain't going to make it. If you try to rely upon your own good works, and if you go stand before the white throne of judgment and you say, well, I'm a good person and I did this and I did that, that ain't going to cut it. You're going to have to say, I accept the sacrifice that Jesus Christ laid down for me as a perfect sacrifice. That's the only way you're going to make it. Let me also say this. There's 4 things that I think stop a lot of American Christians from accepting Christ. And the acronym that I keep in my head to help me remember is PRESS, P-R-E-S. And it stands for philosophy. I used to be big into philosophy, and I still try to read from time to time. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Immanuel Kant, Ayn Rand was a philosopher. She got the objectivist movement. There's another philosopher out now, I can't think of his name, but he's a deconstructionist. He deconstructs everything. Anyway, Peter Ruckman has helped open my eyes to all this philosophy junk. You know, a lot of those old philosophers were just nothing but perverts and homosexuals. They would get excited about seeing young boys in their underwear and crap like that. I mean, I think Socrates and Plato and Aristotle were into that. And I ain't got no use for, I think therefore I am. I mean, that's something you come up with after you've been, smoking crack for 3 days straight. I think therefore I am. It's the most stupidest, ridiculous crap. It doesn't compare at all to the King James Holy Word of God. So I would say that philosophy is a big trap, and I don't think you can mix philosophy and Christianity. I think they're opposing fields, and either you're a philosopher or you're a Christian. But I don't see how you can be a Christian philosopher. So the R in PRESS is religions of the world. I just can't stand religions of the world. And Lilith, come here. And I'll say that Catholicism is a religion, and people get caught up in the religious aspects of serving God, and they want to be. It's a pride enters in, and they want to act like they're better than everybody else, and it's a pride thing, right? But that's not what Christ taught us, right? Christ hung out with, he said he came to heal the sick. That he wasn't here for the righteous. So my concern is that I don't seem to get along well with religious people at all. So you got philosophy, religions of the world. Catholicism is a good example of that. Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, Muslims, prideful Christians. And then the E is education. And, the thing is, education will lead somebody astray faster than anything. So education has been corrupted by the devil. And so, when I read any book nowadays, it's been corrupted by evolution. Evolution has been, it's like they believe, well, humans developed this way because of thousands of years of evolution and millions of years, and the earth has been here billions of years. And it's just the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard of. And so you can't trust education. And when a parent send their young kid off to this Harvard and Yale and all these prestigious colleges, they're actually sending them off to be corrupted by the devil. And more than likely, when they come out of that school, they're going to be less likely to believe this Bible than before they went. See, it's just natural for a person to believe in God, but you have to be educated into believing atheism. It has to be indoctrinated, and you have to be taught to believe in atheism. The S is science, and science will lead somebody away from God as well, because our science has been corrupted. And so I would say that education and science, although if it's done well, could be great tools for humanity, has been corrupted in the hands of Satan. And so that's my PRESS, P-R-E-S, philosophy, religion, education, science. And then I want to share something else that Peter Ruckman said as well. He said that there's cycles for societies. One of them is evangelism, revival, education, culture, and then apostasy, and then the downfall of society. So you've got evangelism, where people go out and share the Word of God. You've got revival that comes from that. And then you have education, where people start to become educated, and then they get puffed up with pride. Then you have culture, everybody gets cultured, and and then they have apostasy, where they just turn away from God because they get too good for God and they get too good for the Bible. And then you have, once they have apostasy, then you have societal breakdown. You have, the fall of Rome. You have the Dark Ages. And so we're transitioning from culture into apostasy. We're probably deep into apostasy by now. And, we're about to see the downfall of Rome. But anyway, have you guys heard the story of Phinehas? I want to read it to you. It's in Numbers 25. I've only got about 4 minutes, so I'm going to read really quickly. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to read you the story to make sure you're aware of it. And then I'm just curious what you think about it. Numbers 25, verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman, in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar and the son of Aaron, the priest, hath turned away my wrath. Has turned away my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, Behold, I give him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cozbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people and a chief house in Midian. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cozbi, and the daughter and the prince of Midian, and the sister that was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. So get this, this is a summary of the story. So Phinehas saw Zimri go out and get a woman from outside their tribe, a Midianitish woman, and God said, don't marry right outside your tribe. He saw him go get this woman, and he brought this woman back to his tent, and her name was what's her name? Hold on a second. Oh, Cozbi. And the woman that was slain was Cozbi. That's an interesting name. So you got Zimri and Cozbi were making out in their tent, and Phinehas takes a javelin and just kills them both, right through both of them while they're making out, through their bellies, right? And the Lord was pleased with what Phinehas had to say. My question to you is, what do you think about that? What do you think the moral of the story is? That Phinehas Phinehas killed a man who went and got a woman outside his tribe. What do you think the moral of that story is? I'd like for you guys to tell me what you think. And you can welcome my new best friend, Lilith. This is a new member of our family, and may God bless and protect the righteous, and may he bring divine justice and destroy the wicked people.